My eyes, your eyes, all eyes on Jalen Hurts. This man, number one, the dude who balled all season long. One of the most phenomenal seasons an Eagles quarterback has ever played. Second team All-Pro, meaning only one quarterback was better than him at what he does in the National Football League. But it can all come to a screeching halt on Saturday. The biggest game of Jalen Hurts' career, the furthest he's ever advanced in the playoffs, not necessarily because he won a playoff game thus far, because he was that good in the regular season. The issue at hand, it can all be undermined with one bad performance. Remember what Jalen Hurts said during the season, not my words, his own. He said, look, I've been 8-0 before and lost a national championship. Just take it day by day. Take it day by day. We haven't accomplished anything yet. What Jalen Hurts said back in November 3rd, is, hey, I don't care about being 8-0. I don't care about being 9-0. I don't care about being undefeated. I care about one thing, being undefeated every time I take the field in the playoffs. It's a lot at stake in this game. It's a whole lot at stake for LeSean McCoy, for Jalen Hurts, for all of the Philadelphia Eagles. But the most important thing at stake is what in the world is going to happen to Jalen Hurts and the memory of this season if indeed they lose. It might all be undermined. Shady, you bleed green quite literally. If I were to cut you, it would bleed green. And you're wearing green. What's at stake for that superhero wearing that number one for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts?
We call it money green. Dave, get it?
Ooh.
Eagles money.
I thought it was midnight green.
Take it easy. Listen, what's at stake? Embarrassment. Wasted season. Seriously. We fight all year, right? We get the best record in NFL for the first 8 weeks, 9 weeks. Yep. We take our first loss, then we run off a couple more. It's like 13-1.
Yep.
So my thing is, like, our quarterback last year had a tough year. Got in the playoffs and got embarrassed. Now, not embarrassed for the team, but more just to the rest of the world. Oh, he can't do it, he can't do it. What did he do? He didn't complain. He grinded, right? He worked on all the deficiencies that he did have. He worked on them and worked on them. He got better and better. He's like a whole different person this year. Then he comes in there, plays MVP caliber for the whole season. When he got hurt, we lost. When he plays, we win. So my thing is, for us to go in here, our first playoff game, if we will lose, that'll be a wasted season. It'll be a letdown. You know, I think we should beat this team. I think we're a better team. I think they are well coached, the Giants. They have some pieces, but we have more pieces. Yep. We should win this game. If we don't win this game, what's at stake, I think, is the embarrassment and the wasted season.
Break this down, Shady, because so often at the end of every season there is a coaches meeting, and the coaches gather all the players together collectively.
Which mean like exit? Or?
Exit.
Oh, okay.
And the coaches meet with every player one-on-one. And what the coaches will try to tell us is, hey, man, we got a lot to be proud of this season. Oh. And we fought hard. It didn't go as we wanted. Things didn't go as planned. We ran out of time. We didn't get beat. We ran out of time. But in our chairs, Shady's sitting in the front row to the right. I'm sitting on the third row in the linebacker row. And we're all sitting here thinking to ourselves, come on, coach. The season was worthless. Why is it that all of the accomplishments for Jalen Hurts, and he accomplished a whole lot, could be undermined if they don't win? Like, take me into that mind of a player. Why isn't it true what the coaches are saying? What is it about being an excellent player that's like, look, I didn't get it done?
Right. First of all, every coach but BA. BA gonna tell you how it is. Bruce Arians. Anyway, yeah, no, you're right about that. I think just going into that locker room, right, and like a player like Jalen Hurts, who we all, not just the players, the city, the coaches, we depended on him. He's our guy. When he's there, everybody believes. The defense, special teams, the offense. So, yeah, coach might say, hey, you guys did great this year. Nobody had us doing this well. We don't want to hear that, coach, because we knew we could do that. Once they see how Jalen Hurts came back and rebound from last year to this year, everybody believed. Then Howie, I got to give love to my guy Howie, he goes out there and gets players and pieces in the draft, free agency, to build this team. This team is a championship contender team. So a coach can't tell us, you know, you played great, we ran out of time. How can you say that to us, coach? We know what we got in the locker room. On defense, on offense, we're the team to win, man. So nothing. If we don't get to the NFC Championship game, it's a big problem. It has nothing to do with the coaches. It's the players. But that won't be a problem. So don't trip.
I ain't tripping.
Don't trip.
That's powerful. Joy, talk to me on this one. Jalen Hurts, what is at stake in your mind?
Has nothing to do with the coaches.
I mean, I'm saying Nick has done a great job, but he ain't out there tackling. He ain't out there catching.
No, but when Jalen wasn't there.
I mean, that's why I said it's the players. He you know.
Okay.
Jalen gonna be out there.
I think the legitimacy of the season is at stake. I don't think it's the end of the road for Jalen Hurts. I don't think Sirianni is going to get fired. I don't think there'll be some big overhauls next season if they don't accomplish their goal this year. But they were great during the regular season, and the expectations were raised significantly during the season because of the way that they performed and the way that they looked and the dominance that they showed. So if you go out in the first round, were you really like that, or were you dominating during the regular season? Now, that's not really a fair question to ask, but what do I say about fair? That's what it is. This is a competitive industry. Yep. There are results that are expected. And when you raise the level of expectation, when you raise the bar with your own performance, the expectations should change as well. Now, I don't think that's going to happen either. I think Philadelphia is going to win this game. But this would be a huge disappointment for them to lose their first game in the postseason, particularly since they lost that way last year. Now, obviously, they had the bye, but then it becomes a question of, is it rust? Do they really need the bye? All these narratives start spinning. And again, because you guys know Howie, I don't think this is how it's going to go, but you guys know better than me. There were questions about how much they were going to commit to Jalen Hurts before this season. So if they don't get it done in the first rounds with a bye at home after the way that they looked all season long, are those questions going to continue? I don't think they should, but
good question.
That was the conversation before the season started.
The most frustrating thing, Joy, you ever say on television that you're right about. The most frustrating thing. Okay. I'll say this. Yeah, I mean, back when Carson Wentz had his MVP season, and Joy will interrupt me, he didn't win MVP.
He didn't.
And she's right. And I think for Jalen Hurts, this season could go down very similar, yet worse, because the Eagles won the Super Bowl without Carson Wentz to that year. Jalen Hurts isn't going to win MVP. Carson Wentz that year didn't win MVP. Jalen Hurts through 13 weeks had the best record. Carson Wentz through 13 weeks had the best record. But when you look back on it retroactively, Carson Wentz can say he won a Super Bowl because Nick Foles did and he had the ring, but he can't really say too much. And if you try to, like I do, somebody can rightfully interrupt you and say, wait a second, he ain't win MVP. Wait a second, he ain't win that Super Bowl. Wait a second, Jalen Hurts ain't win MVP. Wait a second, Jalen Hurts ain't win a playoff game. Dave, there is a lot at stake riding on this. What's in your eyes?
The narrative is at stake for everything that you just said. For the team and for Jalen Hurts. Shady, that's an amazing point. It's easy to forget about it.
Thanks, Dave.
I know. You do it often, Dave. My friend.
Yeah.
The Eagles telegraphed their expectation for the season in a way that we don't see very often. They traded for A.J. Brown.
Yep.
They ran out and got James Bradbury the minute he became available. Like, even during the season, the run defense isn't holding up. Yep. How's Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph sound? You don't see teams just be like, we're stockpiling. We're going for it all. They told you. And that's why I said before the season that there was so much pressure on Jalen Hurts, because that was the great unknown. Well, Jalen Hurts went out and played like an MVP. He played MVP caliber, even if we pretty much know he's not going to win. Now it's the playoffs, though. And here's why I always say I'm reluctant to rank players while this is all going on. Because right now, you could like Jalen Hurts had a better season than Justin Herbert. Jalen Hurts had a better season than Dak Prescott, for sure. But now what happens in the playoffs? What if he loses? I mean, in his first playoff appearance, they lost. He completed 54%, a touchdown and 2 picks. I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'll bring out the example I used in the production meeting. I'll bring out the same thing. Lamar Jackson, unanimous MVP, lost his first playoff game. You bring this up all the time. He's 1-3 in the playoffs, 56%, 3-5 touchdown interception ratio. Does that not color the narrative when we talk about these guys? And it will for Jalen Hurts as well. If he doesn't win this game, it'll be, he was pretty good, but is he better than this guy? Really? Jalen Hurts is top 5, top 6 in the league? Is he even top 10 in the league if he really stinks up the joint in this game? All of a sudden, again, don't forget, he doesn't have that 5th-year option. And a guy like Howie Roseman, if anybody's going to weigh all of those options, I think Jalen Hurts' job security is perfect. Don't get me wrong. But you open the door for those sorts of narratives of, can he win the big game? Is he the right quarterback? I've seen it play out with Dak. I've seen this happen before. To go from cool story to good player to, is this guy good enough to get the job done? And if the Eagles can at least win one game in the playoffs, that is the narrative that will begin, and it doesn't matter if it's fair or not.
You sighed, you laughed, you gave a lot of expressions. As he was talking, what were you thinking?
I hate when he always brings up the old Jalen Hurts. They're 2 different people.
That's on the resume. I don't know what to say.
That guy was Jalen. This is Jalen Hurts. But I think we should win this game. But you are right, though. If we lose this game, there are going to be some questions. Is he this good? Is he really this good? oh, this had some good games in the regular season. Because we should beat the Giants. The Giants are playing well. They're coached very well. But this is a game we should win. If we don't win, questions, and you know how it can be. Hey, happy to see you, Acho. So anything is possible.
What I think is fascinating, and the narratives mean so much. Remember, throughout the entirety of the season, we asked ourselves, are the Eagles really that good? They ain't beat nobody yet. We did that the whole time. The Eagles had that one dominant win against the Vikings, and we said, are they really that good? All they beat is the Vikings. Then the season kept progressing, and they beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys started Cooper Rush. Season kept progressing, and we were like, but they ain't beat nobody yet. Then finally they were 12, 13, and 1. We're like, all right. They've won a lot of games. They have to be good. But today's point, if you do jump into the playoffs and you get bounced by a Giants team that has a losing record versus playoff teams, by the way, out of the 8 playoff teams, the Giants are the only team of the 8 that have a losing record versus playoff teams. If you somehow get bounced by the Giants, I do think, Joy, questions have to be asked. Because if it's not the players, is it Sirianni? Like, if you can't beat the Giants, or if you can't win your first playoff game with Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders, Dallas Goedert, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey.
And on the defense.
And then on the defense.
Yeah, we ready. We loaded.
If you can't win if you can't beat the Giants with this roster, when can you beat them? When can you win? When can you do anything that you desire?
When's enough? Right.
It's fascinating. I cannot wait to watch.
Good thing it's not the issue, though, because we're going to win. So.
I really hate when you do that. I was about to roll. I was about to go to break.
Set the stakes up.
Transition.
A couple more seconds.
No, it was about to be a smooth transition. I was here with it, and then just want to interrupt.
Shady sees the clock.
You know what?
We got time.
I was optimistic about this week that we going to win. So you was going off like.
He didn't want you to leave on a negative.
Yeah. Let's keep it positive.
Got it. Eagles are 7.5-point favorites. They should dominate at the link. First time at the link in maybe 4 or 5 years. Jalen Hurts will have 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Eagles by
10.
Okay, I did all of that.
All of that for 10?
Go to break. I'm done with Bengals.
I feel like you was jinxing us a little bit.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.